Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to It's Obvious Gaming. My name is Garrett Drake. I'm joined on camera by Jacob Alka. It's been a long time, my friend. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you, Garrett?
I'm thrilled because today we are not only discussing the leaked footage of the quote-unquote open-world Harry Potter game.
Yes.
Holy crap, I can't believe I'm actually saying that and it existing at this point, or seemingly existing. There's a couple factors at bay here. One, we can't show the footage because WB's taking down all of the footage wherever it pops up as soon as they find it. So in order for this game to survive on the internet, we have to be very careful. We're treading very carefully here, Jacob, through the waters of this huge rumor, this huge leak.
Yes.
Whoever leaked this footage, he's a hero. She's a hero.
Yes.
Love him for it.
The hero
Anyway,
we deserve.
like I said, let's address a couple things. That's the first one. Secondly, this is amazing because you and I as well, but Preston and I especially, which is a shame Preston can't be on camera with us because he's out of town. We've been freaking out over text all day about this announcement because we have been fantasizing about this exact game our entire gaming lives. I'm talking since we read the books, since we saw the film, since we've played every single Harry Potter game that's ever existed with the exception of maybe a couple of the handheld titles and I guess I played Hogwarts Mystery for about
Mystery,
about 5
yes,
minutes.
the best
one of all time, the more recent
Yes.
mobile game from Portkey Games. But
That's great.
we've been fantasizing about this to the T. I'm not just saying like, oh, an open world Harry Potter game. I'm talking the setting, which supposedly takes place in the 1800s. I've always said I want to see a story long before Harry Potter. I think this defines long before Harry Potter 1800s. What else is in there? Open world, of course, RPG. I've always leaned more open world RPG, which I'm just so ecstatic about because Preston's always been like, I think it'd be better as an MMO. I'm like, of course he's open to the RPG side as well.
Yeah, I will defend the MMO side because I do want a persisting world, and an RPG kind of contains a world.
I get that. I get that. I think it's because open world RPG to me meets that craving I typically have for not only single player, but also a tight-knit, narrative-driven experience in an open world.
Sure.
That I assume this will be.
Oh, yes, and you can also tell a better story generally in a RPG, just because it's more contained again.
So, before we jump into the footage, we're going to scrub through every frame of it, analyze as much as we can, break down as much as we can, and at the end we'll kind of reiterate what we'd actually like to see out of this game. Now, they may officially announce this in the near future, and it may debunk everything we talk about.
Sure.
But for now, we're just thrilled. We're going to scrub through it, but before we do, according to sources, the story is about a fifth-year student, or someone who's old enough to be a fifth-year student who is invited to Hogwarts via owl, it seems.
Yes.
Based on the last frame of the trailer.
Which is strange. Never seen anything like that.
Me neither. Very interesting story choice, as well as the setting, which I don't want to jump ahead too much, but I love the design of the school uniforms in particular because they look of that time period.
Oh, yeah.
So without further ado, Jacob, let's jump in.
Oh, please.
We'll discuss, the music cues and some of the sound effects and everything that we also cannot play here, but we're just so stoked. I apologize. Let's get into it.
Wait, how are we going to describe sound cues if we can't hear it?
We'll describe it. We can describe it. It's typical Harry Potter music, magical spells and everything, so it's exciting. Okay, first shot, we are swooping into the Great Hall. I'll pause here.
Confirmed we are playing as Hedwig.
Correct. He plays an owl the entire time.
Yes.
All that footage of the third-person action is just
what I've always
just
wanted.
for fun.
Yes.
So the Great Hall here obviously looks like the Great Hall.
Yes.
I don't want to skip through this too quickly. So it almost looks like someone's walking in first person here.
Yeah.
Let me go back a little bit. You swoop in. So right here, it looks like you're actually walking, which is interesting.
I don't know. It kind of comes off as just like spectator game to me, like just like giving us a tour through the castle.
Correct.
I don't know if it's necessarily someone walking.
So you can see the house flags up top. We have Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Hufflepuff, Slytherin.
What's your house, by the way? I think that's important.
I'm Ravenclaw. Now, I didn't choose that. The Sorting Hat told me that.
Yes. Well,
I think it's because I lean a little Slytherin-esque, and I kind of met in between Gryffindor and Slytherin with Ravenclaw.
I mean, I'm Hufflepuff, so.
That's embarrassing. I know. You should be humiliated, Jacob. I'm sorry.
Hey,
watch it.
Cedric Diggory was a Hufflepuff.
Yeah, well, he's a good guy.
He's our hero.
Yeah, he actually was a great guy, so that's a good point.
I'm a good guy, too.
I retract my statement. Please forgive me.
Yeah.
So, children are either eating some snacks, playing some games, doing some homework in the Great Hall. Something I want to say about Hogwarts in general. Sure. I hope this version of Hogwarts isn't a recreation of the movie Hogwarts for a couple reasons. One, we have 8 movies with Hogwarts in the films, and we've seen it in its entirety from every angle, every time of day, every time of year. We've seen Hogwarts in all of its fashion and all of its glory. I've even been in the recreated Hogwarts at Universal Studios, so I don't need that Hogwarts anymore. As much as I adore it, I want to go into this Hogwarts with the same level of excitement and magic as Harry Potter did when he first went through its doors.
Yeah.
And by that I mean I want to go into Hogwarts I have no idea how to traverse.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you have to have some of the familiar tropes. Like
Yeah,
the
you
Great
want it to
Hall,
be
of
familiar,
course.
but you want it to be just a little different, so it's not, you know, just an exact representation because that's what we've seen.
Exactly. I don't want to waltz in there and be like, I know right where Hagrid's hut is eventually going to be, or is. Obviously, he's not there at this time.
So you wouldn't mind like the castle being laid out different, or a little bit different as you go through
Totally.
the game.
I don't want to know right where the Whomping Willow is when I get there. I don't want to know where all the courtyards are. I don't know how to get to all the houses. I want the grand staircase to maybe look and act a little bit differently.
Okay.
But stuff like this, like we said, familiar meets new, where the Great Hall is here. We can recognize it, but obviously it looks a little different.
Right.
So that's important to me going forward.
I can get on board with that.
Yeah, but here it is. It looks beautiful. It's very brief, but we know it's there. So this looks like where you walk into the school.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Maybe.
There's
Probably.
the classic Hogwarts crest. It has that double staircase that splits on either end and goes up and meets in the middle where they first enter. You know, what's his name? Draco's like,
Draco.
you need like real wizarding friends. I can help you there. And Harry's like, he's like, I can find my own, thanks. Or
Yeah,
something.
right.
What does he say?
That's what he says.
So, yeah, looks cool. Looks like Hogwarts. Again, that looks familiar. I don't know if that's an exact replica of the films or not. I can't tell at this point, but it starts to look a little different as we go forward. So, cool, man. Nice shot. Okay, now we're getting into the character customization.
This is the juicy part.
This is juicy. One, look how detailed that face looks. It looks excellent. Look at the hair.
Yeah.
Looks beautiful. The lighting reflecting
Looks a
off
little
it.
warped from this angle, but you know.
It does. It's clearly filmed on a potato.
Yeah.
You'd think when people leak footage, if I ever had the chance, not that I would ever do this, maybe I would. I haven't been put in. Destiny hasn't been thrust upon me like this individual when you film this. So I don't know how I'd react, but all I know is it would be crystal clear. Maybe because I know how to operate any type of camera for the most part, but especially on a phone. What do you film this like an old Android or something? What is this?
No, man, like.
I don't know why it looks so
I'm
bad.
thankful we have it, but yeah, it's a little rough.
Too. At least you got the
It's
audio in there as well. So let's see, we have body type. This looks like different faces you can choose. I don't know what this icon is. Eyes, scars, clothing, I assume. That's like a hat
Accessories.
icon. Maybe accessories. This looks like choosing your house, which kind of concerns me because this is jumping ahead a bit. We're going to go back and forth here. I've always fantasized that leading up to going to Hogwarts, in what I assumed would be your first year in the story, but if supposedly, it could be wrong, you're going into your 5th year.
Yeah,
here.
Exactly.
Or maybe you're already an established student and you're just going into your 5th year where the story picks up.
That's not what I really picked up on. I picked up like that, you know, we're going to be joining it like for our 5th year, like with the 5th year students for some reason. I don't know.
Okay.
Like,
I guess
I don't
because
know
we're
if it's
of
going
that
to be-
age.
yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting to think about, but I'm intrigued by it because of that. So if you're choosing your house, that's fine, I guess, but I almost wish you RPG style would make a series of decisions, whether through dialogue or your actions, leading up to Hogwarts that will determine, and I want them to be pretty nuanced too. I wouldn't want them to be very clear cut, like this is clearly a Slytherin discussion. And I'd be annoyed too if there's like a brain, like a heart, like a lion or
Yeah,
bravery
house
or
is tied
Slytherin.
to it, like an attribute.
Yeah, where
or
it's like
something.
very clear what you're doing. I'd want it to be very nuanced and almost not really tell you, to leave it up to your own interpretation upon making certain decisions. Now, of course, if you do something very courageous or something very mean, you can kind of lean either way, but I wanted to be nuanced, or when you arrive there and they put the sorting hat on your head, regardless if you being a 5th year, I'd wanted to tell you you're in this house because of these reasons.
So do you want to be able to pick which house you get in, or do you want the game to tell you?
No, I think as a callback to the Harry Potter movies, and I think I think they do it in the book too, where Harry's like, not Slytherin. Yeah. I think it'd be cool to have that like Easter egg in there, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say, let's say it tells you the hat's thinking, I'm thinking you're Hufflepuff. Instead of being like, not any of these houses, but this one, I'd like to say, not Hufflepuff. And then it chooses like whatever you'd be second after that.
Okay.
Yes. I want to leave it
agree
up
with
to the
that.
sorting hat to place me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, this all looks really cool.
yeah,
you
we
know?
can see the eye colors there. We see the skin colors, different faces you can choose. Some of this looks, now it looks very far along, definitely, but some of it looks like it could be placeholdery. I don't know.
Maybe.
Like male 1, male 2, male 3, male 6. I assume that's what M stands for. Maybe. So jump ahead a little bit here. Cuts to the male there. So great looking faces too.
Yeah,
It
faces
almost
actually
looks,
look the same.
It looks slightly stylized, almost like like an animated style. I mean, it looks realistic, but so it looks like a little
I know what you mean, yeah.
animation there. So there's
the get-ups.
the clothing. So I don't think that's actually a Hogwarts uniform. That is.
Yeah.
But this first shot of the male clothing, let me see if I can
It's
get
like
back
dress
there.
clothing maybe, or...
It looks like his normal clothes when you start. Let me see. It's kind of hard to scrub through this footage, this website it's on. this is mixtape.mo, where WB can't find it from
apparently
Mr. Vape Nation, whatever his name is, who leaked it. God bless him. Definitely sounds like a dude, unless it's a woman trying to disguise herself as a bro.
Vape Nation.
Who knows? So this looks, like I said, very much of the era of the 1800s.
Yeah.
Especially, I imagine, in England. I'm not an expert on my British history in the 1800s, at least not entirely. But that looks out of the era to me. If someone was like, draw on a piece of paper what you think clothing in England looked like in the 1800s, that's probably something I'd come up with.
I mean, regardless of that, I dig what he's wearing.
Yeah, it looks awesome. It looks very cool. So that looks, I think, yeah, that's normal clothes. But then it cuts to a girl in her school uniform. Gryffindor, yeah, has the tie, has the vest. And I've been impressed how good the character models look. Just like, I know the footage isn't great, like what we're viewing, but it looks like better than I could have, imagined that it would. Yeah, for sure.
I don't know, I just had low expectations for some reason, because, I don't know, any Harry Potter game we've ever gotten, it's just always been kind of just mediocre in terms of, like, even now looking back on, like, the older PS2 games or whatnot. And then Hogwarts Mystery, of course. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can tell they've dumped some serious cash into this, even on this leaked, horrible looking, not the gameplay, but just the quality of the footage looks very bad. You can tell it looks pretty expensive, which makes total sense, because I think Harry Potter's, it's safe to assume it's an endless pool of money. So why not dump all that money into a game franchise that has the potential to be absolutely huge and successful like the films have been?
Oh yeah.
So I'm glad they're doing that.
Same.
So got some Slytherins here casting some spells. Looks like that's Transfiguration, clearly. So he turns a mug into a hourglass.
Yeah.
And this looks like the Transfiguration teacher,
yeah, perhaps.
I assume. He's turning an owl into a book.
Oh.
So
herbology.
Yeah, here's herbology. So it's hinting, or I guess clearly showing at this point that you will attend classes, which is something I've also wanted.
I know. It's going to be great.
Because think about this. There's so many factors at bay here. One, to level up could be a potential why you're attending classes. Level up your abilities.
Extra skill points in class.
Extra skill points, and if you do them certain ways, obviously not the mobile way where you're just tapping on your screen. I'd hope there's a little more mechanics involved.
Yeah. You don't want to make it like boring, obviously, but you want to have it something.
Like, how do you make classes interesting? I think you have to heavily rely on narrative. Like, there has to be some sort of drama or humor involved. Mechanically, I have no idea how you make that interesting. I couldn't tell you.
I do think minigame like style could be interesting, but I don't know necessarily if it should be just exclusively just about minigames to like learn something in, this class. Right. I think there's other ways they could do it.
Yeah.
Maybe through story, like you said.
I think mechanically, which this makes more sense in the combat they show later, the most interesting spell casting ever got in the games is when you're utilizing the stick in Order of the Phoenix, where you, on Wii too, you actually flung around the Wiimote, but on controller you flung around the stick in different directions. It was almost like Skate, where you flick the stick in different ways to cast spells. So mechanically, I think that was the most interesting it ever got. I almost hope they do it again here, instead of just hold L1 to pull up your spell wheel and then cast a spell. I'd want to feel like I'm putting effort into each of my spells, and it also feels, in a narrative sense, like you're getting better at casting spells. Like Harry Potter and Ron and all them kind of sucked at Wingardium Leviosa at the beginning. I like to think if I practice that spell on my stick 100 times, I've mastered that spell. Yeah. So it's almost like you're actually learning it that way.
Yeah, maybe.
It'd be cool. So we are attending classes, clearly. Transfiguration, herbology. Kind of cool. Potions class.
Yeah.
So exciting,
I love this scene.
So good.
It's not much. It's just from behind, but I thought it looked cool.
Yep. Now this, we're assuming, is Hogsmeade.
Yeah, I think that's Hogsmeade.
It looks like that to me. That was very brief. Let me come back here a little bit.
Let's watch that again. I mean, we don't have a lot to go. I mean, I recognize a pointing building like that, though.
Yeah. So this building looks a little colorful. I think it's safe to assume that could be like a candy or joke shop, akin to the Weasley Brothers shop.
That one was in Diagon
Alley, yeah.
Maybe that'll be in this game. I would hope it would be.
Me too. See, that's always been my dream. Get my letter, go to Diagon Alley, go on a quest line to acquire all my school supplies, and meanwhile, I'm interacting with NPCs, doing side quests in Diagon Alley, maybe helping someone out with someone or doing something mean. Meanwhile, in the background, this is all determining what house I'm going to land in. It's always been my dream.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine?
I can't wait to... God, if this is real, it's actually
real. It's real.
I cannot wait to go buy a wand, Garrett.
I know, that's a huge part of it.
Have a wand, and that's such a big decision for a wizard, because that's your weapon. Like that's what you use to do magic.
And how cool would it be if, depending on what kind of player you are, somehow they figured out a way for the wand actually to choose you based on either decisions you've made or the way you operate it when they give it to you. Like, what if you just suck with one of them? Like, it gives you a chance to cast a spell and you do the combo wrong. It's like, oh, this isn't for you. Yeah. It just keeps giving them to you until you get the correct one. I don't know, something that makes it interesting instead of just, here's your wand, man. I'd want it to be some gameplay in there as well.
Yeah, sure. I like that.
So, could be Hogsmeade. I love the idea of not only exploring Hogwarts, the grounds of Hogwarts, the Forbidden Forest at times, and then, of course, Hogsmeade. Yeah. You're a 5th year, so you're allowed to go there, clearly. So
that's a good point, yeah.
Cool to speculate.
Maybe that's,
Maybe that's why you're a 5th year.
Yeah, maybe Hogsmeade will play an important role in this game.
Very well could. Is it the 3 broomsticks in Hogsmeade?
That's the
getting a butterbeer. What if butterbeer gives you like a boost of some
What
sort,
if the
like
game comes with a butterbeer mug for its collector's edition? You know, and then we have a butterbeer mug. Like that would be fucking badass.
You want one like
an actual like replica?
Yeah, like a metallic one, not just like a plastic one from Universal. That'd be pretty cool. What if they came like butterbeer
or a butterbeer machine,
or just butterbeer? Like they send you a big barrel of butterbeer.
Yes, we're getting sidetracked.
A big keg. So we're losing our minds here. Okay, so this looks like the Forbidden Forest to me. That'd be my first guess.
Yeah, I guess.
What is that?
That's
it looks like some sort of lion, wolf dog with mouth tentacles and big ears is what it looks like. It has glowing eyes too.
Yeah. Looks like it has some kind of gold mane too.
It's kind of interesting how descriptive you can be when you can't show the footage. Yeah. It's like you have to describe everything. Now we assume you're either watching along with us on your own screen or you've seen this footage multiple times. But to me it looks like our character is approaching this beast in the forest.
Sure.
Again, very brief.
And he touches it. He touches it.
So maybe you can tame this beast. Maybe you can make love to it.
Well, in like the brief description about like the footage, it says like you're gonna meet fantastical beasts. So maybe you have some kind of connection towards beasts, kind of like the Fantastical Beasts movies, you know?
Yeah, sort of like Newt Scamander.
Right.
Our old buddy, old pal.
And when do the Hogwarts movies take place in like the late 1900s, right?
Yeah, I think like in the 90s, 2000s.
Yeah. Okay. So there would be no chance of seeing him.
I don't think so. Yeah, and he's like in like the 30s or something, the 40s, right? Something like that.
I have no idea, Garrett. I'm not gonna lie to you.
This looks like an in-game map.
Maybe something like that. If this is a map, it's very pathetic to me.
Maybe it's not the in-game map. Maybe it's part of a quest he or she's doing.
Yeah, maybe like a treasure map or something like that.
This looks like a layout of Hogsmeade in the bottom left corner.
Yeah, yeah.
This looks like mountains.
Maybe, yeah. And I have no idea what's on the bottom right.
and there's an X marks the spot, so clearly they're headed towards somewhere specific.
True.
Maybe this is what's that map called? I solemnly swear I'm up to no good.
Yeah, the map. Yeah.
What's that map called again?
I don't know.
I can't remember what the name is. Some Harry Potter fans we are. But maybe it's that map. Remember, it shows you what you want. Maybe it just shows the layout of where all the people are in the map. Is that what it?
That's what it does. Yeah.
Okay. So.
Anyone that you want to see, I think it'll show you.
Yeah, it's a little blurry in this corner. I can't tell what that's supposed to be.
Yeah, same.
Let's see, moving forward. So now it looks like the student's heading into a cave.
Some kind of dungeon, maybe.
Yeah, some dungeon cave.
It doesn't look like a cave. It looks kind of like a building.
I'd like them to use the Forbidden Forest as a way of scattering out locations like this for you to explore for rewards and
just like, hidden areas.
Yeah, of course they can. Hogwarts can be chock, especially their own unique version of Hogwarts. And I'd hope from a developer's standpoint, I'd have the opportunity to create my own version of Hogwarts. Think about Spider-Man PS4, the Insomniac, if Marvel was like, you need to create New York exactly how we tell you to do it, or like exactly, let's say, like how a pre-established movie or animation or comic is made in New York, and they'd be like, all right, fine, whatever. But they were given free reign to make their own version of New York. I would hope for the developers of whichever WB studio is working on this, which we'll also speculate at the end, that they had the chance to make their own. And I think between Hogwarts, even Hogsmeade, and the Forbidden Forest, you can hide all kinds of areas to explore that reward you for just, instead of just going to the main locations, going to your quest lines, branching out and actually exploring it, rewarding you for finding places like this.
Yeah, I mean, we have no idea how contained this story could really be. You know, we could go outside of Hogwarts maybe. Like, you have no idea where we're actually going to go or what we're going to be doing.
Exactly.
So you're right. Like, the possibilities are endless at this point.
Well, let's say while we're here right now, we're talking about that. I hope you can ride a broomstick around the grounds.
I hope so.
Maybe even a hippogriff for all we know.
Like, not only flight lessons, like for that class, but also, you know, playing Quidditch.
I know.
That'd be great.
That's my dream too, is to not only be able to play Quidditch, but try out for Quidditch. And if you blow it, you don't make the team. I mean, I'm almost talking like sim level detail here. which is why I'm so excited about Red Dead. Not to get too off topic, but I like the sim idea and an open world. I really want to immerse myself as much as I can.
Rockstar does that well too.
Yeah. So, Rockstar's developing this. That's how it has to be, dude. So, but I'd like there to be some in-depth broomstick mechanics. We'll save that for the end. Let's scrub through the footage. I apologize if people are getting sick and tired of us going on tangents here. We do that pretty professionally here. Tangents. So he goes into the cave. Looks a little spooky. Gets in there. Lumos lights it up. Looks very cool.
And also at this point, you can like hear the humming of the wand with the light in it.
Correct.
I caught that.
So cool. The glow and the spider webs in there looks real spooky. So I assume he just dropped in here. So we cut forward.
Magic.
Somewhere in the cave, this whirlwind appears with fire.
Maybe it's Voldemort.
Yeah. So he looked like he used Wingardium Leviosa to move those pages. Let's go back a little bit.
One of them spells. What, do you think Flipendo makes a comeback, Garrett?
I certainly hope so. It's a
too.
classic of the video games, man.
Great.
Flipendo! So he's looking like he's using Leviosa to move these pages. Maybe he's doing some sort of puzzle here to open a door. I like the idea of combining my acquired spells to do puzzles.
Yeah.
Let's say you go to an area and it's locked by a spell you don't have. Now, to an extent, for someone exploring, I could see where that could get really annoying really fast.
Yeah.
That's what sort of annoyed me about, what was I playing recently that drove me insane because of that? I can't remember. Oh, it was Tomb Raider.
Oh.
Countless areas where I'd find a door. It's like, you don't have this item or this weapon. I'd be like, what the hell?
It's like, come on.
I'm like, why am I even exploring? It drove me insane.
Yeah.
So you gotta tread carefully when you do stuff like that, but I'd like to think that you have to combine spells to do certain things.
Sure.
So that looked like a fire spell.
Looks like in Incendio or something.
Incendio? I think it's Incendio, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like incendiary?
Yes.
I can't remember what the exact
spell is. I think it's Incendio. And blowing that door right open.
It's something like that. I feel bad not knowing all the details here. I apologize. But using a fire spell to blow open either a door like spider webs or something. Yeah, it's spider webs. So he burns it.
Okay.
Moving forward.
This is the juicy part right here.
So this is cool. We briefly see this list of spells he has available. He has Reparo.
Maybe it's kind of like where you have like 4 spells that you can do all the time. Maybe and you can
interchange them. Maybe perhaps.
Maybe that's kind of like your spell wheel.
And I imagine you can upgrade each. Like there's probably going to be a skill tree of spells, and you can upgrade each spell.
Each spell has a skill tree.
Yeah, like my Reparo was leveled up all the way. I can repair massive structures instead of just like a pair of glasses.
Or you can repair yourself.
And what if there were like unscripted things too, where you're walking in the hall and some kid's like on the floor, like I broke my like my broomstick, or I broke my glasses. You can just be like, Reparo, bro, and you fix it for him. It's
or you could also be like, hey, it sucks to be you, little shit.
Yeah, you're a piece of shit, bro. I'm a Slytherin.
Yeah, I'm the true wizard.
Cast Stupefy on him.
Stupefy!
Screams and hollers, runs away. Yeah, I don't know. Unscripted stuff would be cool. We have Reparo. We know what that is. Alohomora! Gonna unlock doors.
Sure.
Here's a fun one. In order to unlock this hidden door in Hogwarts, your Alohomora has to be leveled up 2 more ranks. Gives you reason to
your focus
do certain things to upgrade that spell to get into said area.
I like
it.
And
it rewards you greatly with something cool. I want to choose my pet when I go to school too, Jacob. What if each pet gives you something specific, like some kind of special buff, like an owl does something for you, a rat does something.
Yeah, it couldn't be something too drastic.
Or a toad, or a cat.
Yeah, it'd have to be minor things, I think. But yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, just little things that give you like a little Easter egg or callback. That's kind of cool for having a certain pet.
Yeah.
Lumos, we know what that does. Now there may be a 4th one up there we can't see. This is actually cropped a little bit.
How do you send mail if you don't have an owl?
That's what I've always wondered. I have no idea.
So you can't. Is that like that?
Maybe you're given like a school owl.
Yeah.
Like instead of having your own, like, oh, I brought my own custom binder.
Or maybe they actually have a postal service.
Maybe. I don't know.
For those not fortunate.
Yeah. All the losers, I'd say. Anyone who gets anything but an owl's an idiot.
Yeah, for sure.
Like Ron and his
pet why would you pick a rat?
Yeah, and look how that turned out for him. What a douche.
Wasn't even a real rat.
Okay, so he's coming up to this door. These goblins are barricading the door.
Yes.
Now, who's the real villain here? The goblins trying to protect their cave, or us breaking in with fire spells and impaling them with objects we see in a second?
Who knows, yeah. We have no idea why the character's here, too.
No, we don't.
Like, what are they defending?
They're barricading it, and we're going to blow through it. Here's some more right here. Expulso, it's like an explosive spell, I guess. I haven't heard of that one. Depulso, I don't know what that is.
That's also an explosion spell.
What's the difference between
I have no idea. I've just used it in Hogwarts Mystery. And
I don't want to have to look up too much stuff, but Stupefy is kind of like a stun spell, yeah. So that's cool. So he casts...
I think it's disarm, maybe. Stupefy.
Depulso? Stupefy is disarm?
Yeah.
I thought that was Expelliarmus. That's Expelliarmus.
You're right, yeah.
Like expel the wand from their hand.
Yes.
So he blows through it.
He impales
Dude, that guy gets nailed. Holy crap. So this might be, I would assume it's T-rated, not M. They wouldn't go M with a game like this, but that's pretty brutal, man.
That's awesome.
Blow open the door and like the lock or part of the hinge impales a goblin to a pillar there.
Hey,
Brutal.
they shouldn't have been by the door, you know?
Man, he got him good. There's a little blood stain there too.
He's screwed, man.
Yeah, he's a goner.
That guy gets something.
That looks like it could be Stupefy.
Yeah.
Like the red reminds me of Stupefy. I
That
like the
looks
physics
like the
too.
explosion one.
Look how cool that animation is too, where he hits the one and then turns and flings and hits the other.
That's the best part of the combat. It's how good it looks.
Gets hit and there's some nice physics there at the body. I'm a big physics junkie in video games. So then he blows up the pillar. It looks like he can interact with the environment.
Yeah.
And it falls over and lands on some of those guys.
Blows up several pillars, actually.
Blows up that one, and and it topples over. And I love to see how this body that was impaled there actually falls off it, and these guys get toppled as well.
Oh, yeah.
He pulls down the whole roof because of that.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So the purple spell, okay, now we have Expelliarmus and Leviosa. I like how they shortened it to Leviosa there, that's cool. Hits him with, that's Leviosa clearly.
Yes.
Because he's levitating.
Yeah, it's so cool.
I love the pink.
Oh yeah, I love like how
to
it
it.
seems like all the spells have different colors associated.
Helps
to
you
them.
differentiate each one too. Oh, that's so
I
cool.
wonder if there's gonna be like if you kind of like how there's a slow-mo when you kill people in video games. Like if there's gonna be like a slow-mo for every guy you take out last, I think that'd be kind of cool.
That would be nice, like a nice kill animation.
Yeah, and it would kind of highlight the colors again.
Think about this, when I talk about the combining spells, think about it in terms of Spider-Man's gadgets and Spider-Man PS4. Imagine there's a group. There's one guy with a big hulking like cannon, like a goblin cannon. Expelliarmus that guy, he loses it. Then you shoot Leviosa into a group, they all start levitating, then you start stupefying the hell out of them. Or shoot like an explosive spell and they blow up. How cool would that be, dude? Or what if you use Leviosa on like a nearby object and throw it at someone like Darth Maul?
Sure.
I think the coolest shot of Darth Maul ever is when, it's so brief too, when him, Obi-Wan, and Qui-Gon are fighting, and he flips backwards and he points at an object and throws it against the wall. That's so badass. But imagine if you could do that with your wand.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
I'm freaking
You're
out
saying a lot
right
of
now,
good
dude.
things right now.
What are these things?
Alpacas.
Yeah, they look
really
like
fucking big eyes.
Yeah, alpacas with giant eyes. They look adorable.
When I first saw them, I thought they were terrifying.
So it looks like we're feeding them or just petting them?
Yeah, just showing off some of the wildlife, I would say.
Yeah, some of the wildlife, or maybe we're in, what's that monster class Hagrid teaches? I can't remember what the class is called. You have that big monster book from Prisoner of Azkaban.
I'm gonna figure that out for you real quick.
I can't recall, mate.
Go ahead and keep playing the trailer.
You're gonna look it up through Portkey or
Hogwarts
Mysteries?
Yeah.
You have that class?
Yeah.
Okay, you could have just Google searched it.
No, this is much better.
Is that a spoiler? I don't remember seeing a werewolf there.
Not really, no.
Okay, fuck.
I'm in the middle of a battle, never mind. There's a class where you
Interact
learn
with
about
beasts.
beasts. Yes.
Yeah. I imagine it was Newt Scamander's favorite class when he's a student.
I imagine
if it even
so.
existed, I could have sworn in the book and the movie it was like some new class that they gave to Hagrid, or maybe they made it up for Hagrid.
I think he just happened to be the new teacher that year. I don't think
Okay.
it was a new
That
class.
makes sense. All right, so we see an owl flying through the
Window.
window of some sort, but just flying
Oh, no, that's a
around
building, yeah.
Hogwarts. This is
Okay.
clearly Hogwarts. Now, this is cool. This looks like the corpse of a dragon.
Yeah,
Like the carcass, the bones of a dragon.
maybe.
The skeleton, I should say.
Yeah. Be cool if we fought some like really big, nasty beasts.
Water looks nice there.
Kind of like the basilisk from Chamber of Secrets.
So there's something to interact with there in the water. I don't know if it shows them interacting. with it.
Horcrux.
Now this is cool. There's some dueling action here.
Yeah.
So this is clearly the courtyard of Hogwarts.
Yeah. Fireball.
One of them. The fireball shot at us, and we reacted by blowing up that barrel.
Yep.
Looks like we got hit.
Repairing it. This is cool.
So here's a big reparo spell
Reparo,
here.
yeah.
We repair. You know what this looks like to me? I think this is cutting back to that cave we were in. You know that ceiling we collapsed?
Yeah.
I think we're upstairs and he just repaired that to go across it.
Maybe.
That's
Yeah.
what it
I mean,
looks
it could be anything.
Yeah.
This could be Hogwarts.
But in general, this is what we were talking about. Like repairing, obviously anything, but the bigger stuff, you'd have to upgrade your reparo spell a bit.
Oh yeah. Sure.
Cool shot. So this was
a big
clearly a
boy.
boss, a big old troll. I imagine this is the boss of the cave at the end. It's called a Trolla. Looks like it says Trolla to
Trolla.
me. Trollolo, maybe? So you battle a troll at the end.
Oh.
He looks pretty intense too.
Yeah.
I hope it's genuinely challenging as well. Looks like he chases you through here. What's he blowing up here?
Rewind it.
It's kind of hard to tell. It's very dark right there. Swings at you. And in this shot, it's blue.
I think it's a cut. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
Ooh, that looks like Lumos. Looks like he tried blinding the troll. So then it cuts to the owl flying through a window. That looks like Hogwarts to me still, because it's very, like the stone walls and everything. But
Yeah.
looks like the owl's delivering us a letter.
Yeah.
Now, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, he's delivering our letter to Hogwarts!
We're going to Hogwarts!
I was so excited. I still hope that's in there, of course. I assume it will be.
Yeah.
They're gonna, I imagine they're smart enough to cater to every fan's fantasy.
Sure.
So I can close that now. We've been through it. Now let's speculate a bit on what we haven't already speculated about this video game. We've kind of talked about what we want to see with combat, combining spells and whatnot, upgrading them with skill trees. We've talked about original version of Hogwarts, Hogsmeade. We dabbled a bit on Quidditch. I think it'd be cool to have a Quidditch season throughout the game. That, again, this probably won't be the case, but my dream has always been to try out for Quidditch. And if you just blow the tryout, like it gives you a series of challenges to complete. And if you suck at them, sorry, you don't make the team. You can go to the games, and maybe there's some kind of cool quest that happens at the game that you can engage in. I don't know.
I don't think that's going to be the case. If they are making an RPG, I think if they're going to put Quidditch in the game, you're going to be able to make the team, and you're not going to be able to progress through the game if you don't make the team. I don't think it's going to be as loose as, you either get to play Quidditch in the game or you don't. Wait for your next playthrough. I don't think it'll be that.
Do you think they'd
loose?
I'd love to if they put the effort into just instead of you're the seeker and there's only one way to play Quidditch, you're only always just chasing the snitch. I think that'd be boring.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe they will just be one established role.
What if you could play? I think the safest bet would be that they choose a position that's interesting. Like they wouldn't want you to put you on keeper because that would bore everyone to death. Maybe you're a beater, maybe you're a chaser.
Yeah.
I think being a chaser would be the most interesting, where you're tossing the quaffle back and forth and throw it through the hoops.
Sure.
But
it really depends, like how, like, do they even want to do Quidditch hardcore?
I would hope so. I mean, I think at the end of the day, it'd be worth the investment and the time because people would play it and love it even more for that. Imagine if they implemented what was great about Quidditch World Cup, the video game back in the day. It was basically FIFA and broomsticks into this Harry Potter game, but revamped and recreated, and of course, amazing.
Could be cool.
And that'd be their excuse to include multiplayer and have, honestly, I'm not condoning this, but they're probably going to do it somehow, some ways to include microtransactions of some sort. This is their window of an excuse to do that, where if you can play Quidditch online against other people and just unlock wacky cosmetic items for your character to play Quidditch with. Like, oh, I unlocked this cool Quidditch, this cool quaffle, or this unique snitch, or this cool kind of broomstick. Imagine if there's different broomsticks you can acquire throughout the game, or maybe... I don't know. Just stuff like that I think about all the time.
Yeah.
If they had a very in-depth Quidditch, mechanically driven Quidditch type of gameplay in the game and then expand that into multiplayer, that's their excuse. Not only a multiplayer, but if they so desperately want it and desire it, microtransactions, that's your window to do that, I think.
Could also have dueling as multiplayer.
Exactly. Yeah, I'd like dueling to be a little more than just, block and attack. You have to think smart about how you're not only... using attack spells, but defensive spells, and when to properly use Expelliarmus or Stupefy or Flipendo, like we're hoping, or Leviosa, for example.
Yeah.
I wonder if you'll ever have to use your Patronus.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know if that's a spell that we will know. I hope it is.
Yeah, maybe if we ever need it. Maybe a random Dementor shows up somewhere and you gotta take him out.
And you would think this game would take place over 1 year, but maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's a couple years. We don't know how long the game's going to be. We don't even know what kind of game it's going to be. So it's hard to speculate in times like this because we could just literally fantasize about anything, right? And just hope that it's going to be a thing.
I'd always personally fantasized about a 100+ hour game where you start as a first year and go through your entire school career.
Sure.
It just takes a very long time.
That would be yeah.
That's the dream. I doubt they'll do that.
Especially if it every single year is going to have a grand adventure like Harry Potter, all the movies or the books do.
And you're constantly leveling up your character.
Sure, yeah.
You gotta wonder from a gameplay standpoint how they keep that interesting if you're in the same exact settings for 100 hours.
Yeah.
Now, if Hogwarts is big enough, you can ride your broomstick, you can go to classes, you can learn new spells, you can explore. There's probably a way to extend it that far, but...
Or, what if they're starting at the 5th year because they want to make a trilogy in 5, 6, 7? Yeah.
Maybe, that would make sense. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know, man. So much to speculate on. We're going to talk more about this on the podcast next week on Monday the 8th. That is October 8th.
It's going to be a fun one.
I will say this. If you're watching this for the first time, you're a new viewer. For whatever reason, my name's Garrett again. This is Jacob. Preston is our third member. He couldn't be with us tonight, but also a massive Harry Potter fan, long-time, since childhood fan like we have been. We all three co-host a weekly gaming podcast. We discuss this exact type of stuff, but about a majority of games. We've recently talked about Spider-Man, just talked about Red Dead and Assassin's Creed. We'll talk more about Assassin's Creed next week. The new Red Dead gameplay, of course, and of course, this new this leaked Harry Potter game that we're losing our minds for.
Oh yeah.
We'll speculate more. Preston will add his thoughts. It'll be exciting.
Can't wait to hear his.
Yep, new episode on Monday the 8th at midnight Eastern. That is U.S. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, it can be found in the link of this, or the description. There's links for it everywhere on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, here on YouTube, Google Play, multiple other services you can find, but we are out there everywhere. We encourage you to check us out there. We also Twitch stream, if not daily, on twitch.tv/itsobviousgaming, multiple times a week. That's also in the description below. I think that's all that really matters for now.
Yes.
But of course, let us know your thoughts on this leaked footage. If you're as excited as we are, of course, we're trying to contain our excitement here. We're kind of stumbling over our words. We're so excited, but can't wait to hear more. I can't wait for the official reveal, what the title is going to be, who's developing it. That's a really big part of this. You have any... One last thing we'll speculate before we go. Who do you think... I'm not an expert in all of WB Studios. I'll try to find it. But if you had to guess, who do you think it is? It's been confirmed by Jason Schreier, who I trust, that it's not Rocksteady, so it's someone other than Rocksteady.
Could be, though. You never know. But, I mean, a lot of people have been speculating that it's Montreal, because what have they been doing this whole time since, you know, was it Origins? Arkham Origins?
That was their last big game.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know all of the WB studios, so, I mean, it could, I heard rumors that was a studio called maybe Avalanche, too, that WB owns, so maybe it could be them. But I think it might be Montreal. So that's what I want to go with.
Because Avalanche is working on Rage 2 right now, along with id Software.
I think it's a different Avalanche.
A different Avalanche.
Yeah,
there are two studios named Avalanche?
Yes.
Interesting.
It might be spelled different or something, but it was under the Jason Schreier article that I was reading. So I recommend everyone go check out that article. It's on Kotaku.
I can't find like a bullet list of their studios, but yeah. Again, I trust
I'm
Jason
speculating
Schreier.
WB Montreal, honestly.
I think that's a safe bet. And I believe in them because I think Origins is criminally underrated. Certainly not the best of the Batman franchise, but I think it's definitely underrated.
Yeah,
so.
and I'd like to see, you know, what if this is indeed their game, what have they learned coming off that game? It's been a while.
Totally, and I hope they're huge Harry Potter fans like Insomniac was for Spider-Man, because we saw how that turned out.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's so funny how just recently on the podcast, how we were talking about Spider-Man PS4 was always a dream of ours forever. We're always saying, what if Spider-Man could receive that Arkham treatment from a studio that had the time and talent to pour into it? We have received that. And following us playing through it, that's exactly what I said. This is why I'm a dreamer, is because dreams, I know it's so silly, it's just video games. Yeah. At the end of the day, I'm being slightly satirical here, but in all seriousness, this is why I'm a dreamer, because dreams do come true. Spider-Man was a dream come true, and I just said like a week or two ago, this is why I believe that Harry Potter open world RPG that we've always wanted is going to happen. That's why I'm a dreamer. Fast forward to now, it exists, man.
Yeah. Someone's making this game.
Amazing. So exciting. Yeah. So,
do you have a guess in terms of the studio? You want to guess on it? Or?
I think it might be Montreal too. The only reason I say that is because I'm trying to deflect the fact that I don't know all WB studios. So for now, we're saying it's WB Montreal, which is cool with me because I thought they did a great job with Origins, especially with the story. So yeah, we'll see if it is them again with Harry Potter.
Indeed.
God bless them for it, man. Whoever's working on it,
dude. Like when
top geezers.
When I got the text from Preston this morning, he's like, "Hey guys, did you see the footage of the Harry Potter game?" I was like, "What?
What?"
I clicked on.
Are you talking about Hogwarts Mystery Man? Is there DLC?
Yeah, I tapped that video. I was like I was still half asleep. I was like rolling out of bed. I was like, then I like realized what was going on. I was like, "Oh my god! Like, what is this?
It's real.
What have I missed?" But no, like, I'm super excited for this, Garrett. Like,
I imagine they want to announce it by the time Fantastic Beasts comes out, because that'll be a hot topic of discussion. Just the world of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like, you've seen the movie. Look what else is on the way.
Yeah, or maybe it's some trailer like during the movie. I don't know if they'll do that, but
I don't think so. I think it'd be smart of them to announce it around the time the movie's coming out, because people will be talking Harry Potter. People are going to want more of Harry Potter. They'll be like, look at what's coming. This looks like it could be a 2019 game. I would say.
Maybe, yeah.
It looks like it could be late 2019. I got a gut feeling about it, Jacob.
I'm not willing to go that far.
Am I getting a little crazy now? I'm a little excited. I'm a little amped up here. Yeah, I am.
But I love it. I love it.
It was a fun time, Jacob. I do feel bad we couldn't include the footage here. Hopefully you could watch along, or at least remember what you had seen of the trailer. I added some Harry Potter music in the background to make it slightly more enjoyable hearing us talk.
Yes.
But yeah, again, pretend this is a podcast. You could listen to this as if you were listening to a podcast if you'd like. I should have said that at the beginning. Ignore our stupid faces. We're just on video for convenience sake. But again, we're rambling at this point. We're stoked for this Harry Potter game. Hope you are as well. Let us know your thoughts in the down below of the gameplay. If you want to see more analysis/breakdown videos like this, let us know. When the footage actually comes out officially, maybe we'll go through it again and just be very minimal about what we say, but actually scrub through it again on video.
Sure.
That is what we would do going forward with further analysis videos. If you wanted them, please let us know. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more, and like I said, Join us every single week on the It's Obvious podcast. My name's Garrett. This is Jacob. We'll catch you again very soon.
Bye-bye.